is okay if you don't have your life completely figured out by the time you're 14 or by the time you're 18. If you need help, ask for it. I got a therapist at the end of my junior year. Nobody punched me in the nose, it's a sunburn. Yeah. Hey guys, it's me Alison and welcome to my annual high school advice video. I am sweating because I wanted to wear this to show you guys because I made it yesterday. This is not going to be like sugar-coated, this is going to be real talk about high school, alright? I know videos like this get super duper long on my channel, so I'm going to put the timestamps right there for if you want to skip to any specific section. I also asked you guys to ask me some questions for this video, so I'll be answering them throughout when it's like applicable. If I don't answer your question throughout the video, it'll be at the very end. So, if you don't know who I am, and you're probably like, why would I take advice from her? Let me give you guys my stats. I am going to be a senior this upcoming year. Exciting! Woo! My GPA right now, weighted, it's a 4.19, unweighted, it is a 4.0. I could have taken more AP classes, but I didn't, and that's one of my biggest regrets in high school. I have a 1440 on the SAT with a 757 on the essay. I was the Disney Club Vice President, and now I'm the President. I was the Key Club Executive Assistant, and now I'm the Key Club Treasurer. I'm in National Honor Society and California Scholarship Federation. I was the Junior Year Homecoming Queen. I am in Link Crew and Theater. I volunteered over summers. I worked at my old summer school. Now I have a job at Zoomies as seasonal sales, and I am going to reapply to work at ESS. The classes I have taken: Honors English, Honors Humanities, Honors American Literature. I'm going to take APEL, Film Studies Writing Seminar. I took Algebra, Calc AB, Calc BC, and the Calc BC 4.5. Spanish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I took Color Guard for 2 years. I took Drama 1, 2. I did World History and US History, and I'm going to do Civ Econ. I took APES, Bio, Online Chem, and I did our PE class my freshman year, and I'm going to take Psych and Sociology. In the past, I was in Color Guard for 2 years, I was on their production team, Rifle Line, and I lettered. So I have a letterman. I was also their most improved member my first year. In my freshman year, I was in Breast Cancer Awareness, Film Society, and Advocates for a Better Environment. First question I'm going to answer: what are you doing after high school? Future career interests, colleges? I love you. I love you too. I am applying to about 10 to 14 schools, and I would like to live in or near LA or New York during my college years. I want to be a singer and an actress, otherwise I want to work in film production, like editing and directing and all that, because I love that. Or I want to be an elementary school teacher because I love working with kids. My desired major is film production, and then I will possibly go back for an elementary education master's. I'm like superstitious and I don't like to jinx things, so I don't know if I'm going to say the colleges I want to apply to. There are so many things I wish I knew before high school, so I'm about to share them with y'all. Make the most of your high school life, because you only get 4 short years here. Go to the dances, the rallies, the football games, the theater performances, the choir performances, the sports games, all of that, etc. Because you never know if you're going to get another chance to go to them. So I think you definitely need to go. Also, because I've been in plays and it sucks when there's like barely anyone in the audience, like your friends didn't come to support you. So I think you guys should definitely go. Even if you don't know anyone in the production, go support. Keep track of your volunteer hours and keep proofs of them all. These are going to be super helpful when you're trying to apply to things like NHS, California Scholarship, Key Club. We keep track of volunteer hours. You might not think you're going to need a proof of it, but I think definitely get proof of it. So take pictures, have someone sign something saying that you did it, all that stuff. Leadership and volunteering is super important. Definitely start getting that sooner rather than later. Key Club is a really great way to get both leadership and volunteering because it's a club based around volunteering and community service. And then there are so many leadership opportunities because Key Club is not just a school thing, it's an international program. So we have leadership positions at our school level, our division level, our district level, there's like international, and it's a great way to find volunteer events. I'm just gonna say this because I think you need to hear it from at least one person in your life, because there are gonna be teachers or parents or other students who will tell you college is your only option. You gotta go straight into college, straight into the workforce. I want you to have at least one person tell you that college is not the only option. It's a little weird for me to say this because I am a person who does want to go to college, but there are other options. Like I considered like going to community college and transferring in. You could take a gap year after high school and then go into college. There are different options. If you're curious about any of them, talk to your counselor, but I just want you to know. Another one: it is okay if you don't have your life completely figured out by the time you're 14 or by the time you're 18. Because with the education system these days, it really seems like people expect you to, and it sucks. But I'm here to tell you that it is okay if you do not have your entire life planned out by then. There is time to figure it out. You can go into college undeclared. However, if you do plan on going to college, start planning for it sooner rather than later. This is a giant tip. I wish somebody had gotten it through to me before I went to high school. I'm sure people told me, but like it didn't get through to me. So I'm telling you now, listen to me. If you plan on going to college, start planning for it sooner rather than later. For instance, UCs only look at 10th and 11th grade when they're calculating GPA. I wish I had known that because it means the AP that I took freshman year and the AP I'm going to take senior year, they do not count for my GPA for UCs. For other schools, I need supplements because I want to apply as a film major, so I need a film portfolio. You don't need to have your entire life planned out, but if you know like what major or what field you want to go into, check if you need additional things for your college applications. Like you might need to make an art portfolio, photography portfolio, you might need to take the SAT subject test in math, all that stuff. Another one I wish I would have known is that colleges like to see the core sciences, like chemistry, biology, physics. I'm not taking physics, I never will. I do not have any desire to. It depends on your major, but generally, core sciences, they would like to see that. Because my high school lets you do other things. So like, even though I took APES and that filled my high school requirement, I needed to take chemistry as well for college. Another thing I really wish someone told me, try to have an internship between your junior and senior year of high school. That's a really good time for it. If you know what major you want to go into, try to get an internship in that field. Next tip, you are not going to see these people after 4 years. So, YOLO, okay? Shoot your shot, start a streak with that person, apply to that job, apply to that leadership position, join that club, join that sport, all that. Literally, don't care what people think of you because you're not going to see these people after these 4 years, unless you stay in your hometown. But I'm not going to. You do you. My life philosophy is throw things at the wall and something's gonna stick. Join things, try things out, you know, just apply for things, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Someone says no? This is just a random life tip, but when you learn to laugh with yourself and not be ashamed of yourself, nothing other people can say will hurt you. Meet your counselor and have a good relationship with them because you might need a letter of rec from them. They're the ones who can like change your classes for you and stuff. It's really important to meet them because you don't want to be that kid that rolls in your senior year and you're just like, can you write me a letter of rec? And they're like, I have never seen you before in my life. Who are you? Have good friendships with your teachers too. Again, you might need letters of rec, but they're also the ones that are there to teach you. They're the ones in charge of your grades. So it's super important to have a good friendship with your teacher. Don't be that annoying kid and don't be a kiss up. Nobody likes a kiss up. There's a happy medium. Make time for your family because unless you're planning to stay in your hometown, these 4 years are the last 4 years you're going to have like living your life this way, in this lifestyle. So, you know, make the most of it, cherish your time with your family, spend time with them, don't just blow them off to go partying all the time. Disconnect from your phone and social media. Social media can be super toxic. People are way too addicted to technology these days, so definitely make sure you take the time to disconnect. Another thing that I think you guys should do, letters to your future self are super cool. I do this a lot. So like every year I've been writing like a letter to my graduation self that I'm really excited to open because life changes drastically in high school year to year. A lot of AP classes have summer assignments, so go check with your school, check like on their website and see if they have a summer assignment for it. You need to balance school and fun. Academics! So one of the questions I got was how did you balance classes, color guard, and home life? I'm an upcoming freshman taking all AP classes and I'm really stressed about balancing it all. First off, I believe in you, you are totally capable, and I don't want to discourage you from it, but I am going to give you the pros and cons of this because I want you to be aware of them. The cons, in my honest opinion, I would not recommend doing this. I'm assuming you want to go to college because people generally don't stack up their freshman year with all APs unless they want to go to college, you know. So I have to warn you that when some colleges calculate GPA, they don't look at your freshman year. But that's only some schools. Some schools do look at all 4 years. It just depends on what you want to do. But all APs as a freshman is intense, I will say. And then I also have to let you know, color guard, your first year in color guard, that is the hardest one. Adjusting to the time commitment and everything. And going from that middle school to high school jump and then throwing on color guard on top of it, you're definitely going to learn time management, girl. You're going to learn it real quick. I think the thing you got to do is you have to use every moment you can. Like if your school gives you work time in class, or if you have a free period, or you guys have like a silent study hall moment, use those times to do actual work instead of like playing on your phone, talking to your friends and stuff. Use it to get your work done so that way after school you're able to just go to color guard practice or you're able to go home and relax. I want you to get a really good planner, sis. I use a day designer, so I recommend that. It's a little on the pricey side. Try not to procrastinate. You're gonna have to sacrifice some distractions. Like I realized when I did social media detoxes, I realized how much of my time I was wasting on social media. And then when I went from middle school to high school, I watched a lot less YouTube because I got super busy. Like you can still watch YouTube, watch TV, but it'll be less than you're used to. Home life, I think what I did was I established a routine. Every night my dad and I eat dinner together and then we watch one episode of TV at least, and then if I finish my homework we'll watch another one or we'll hang out, and then I see my mom on the weekends because I don't live with her. You just gotta establish a sort of routine and make sure that you guys, stick to it. Be on yourself to like switch gears. Be on yourself to focus your effort into whatever task is at hand at the moment. One of the seniors when I joined color guard said she saw color guard as like a break, so yeah, you could do that. When you're in color guard, don't worry about the school stuff. Focus on your routines, your drill, all of that. After that, when you go back to class, switch gears. You're in the mode for like Spanish or math or whatever's going on. You're gonna figure this out when you get into high school, probably in like your first quarter, but you gotta figure out what works for you. You're gonna figure out your own learning techniques and your own study habits. You're gonna figure out what you need to do to succeed. Like, I don't want you to overwork yourself, basically. Like, this is like a gray area. Don't take this advice with a grain of salt. I did not do my AP Calc AB homework because I realized I didn't need to do it, because every day in class, like, it's different on the class. Like, my teacher didn't check our homework, and he also did every like homework question every day in class. That's like all we would spend the time doing, and my brain was able to comprehend it from that. So I didn't feel the need to do the homework, so instead I got more sleep, So it's all about you. You're gonna figure it out for yourself. I can't tell you what works for you, but yeah, you just gotta figure out what you need to do, because like I know there are kids who like sleep through the AP Chem lectures, but they just like review it online and then they're set. It all depends on the person. If you do need the extra reinforcement, yeah, do the homework, all of that. Ask your teachers for help and all of that. But you just gotta figure out what you need to do well in the class. So academics in general, try as hard as it is not to procrastinate. Read your essays out loud. This is one of my biggest tips. I do this all the time. Like, every time I come back to working on my essay, I'll read it out loud, get myself back in the zone. Like, all of my essays, they sound like TED Talks before I turn them in. Use all the time you have. Like I said, study halls, work times in class, all that. Use that time to get your work done so you can go home and relax. Plan things out. If it works for you, set little goals for yourself over time. Like, I'll get this part of the assignment done by this time, and then by the next day I'll get this part of the assignment done. If you have a lot of content to remember, make a condensed version of your notes. I did this for Calc BC. Like, this is an entire AP class condensed into 3 front and back pages. There were way too many formulas and different rules and different tests that I needed to remember, so I wrote it down all here. Like, with convergence testing, we had like 10 different tests that we had to memorize, so I wrote down those and like all the different rules for it. So if anyone's taking Calc BC and you want to see that, let me know. That thing was my holy grail. It like saved me. Flashcards are a classic way to study. I haven't been using them in high school, but if they work for you, go for it. Writing things down is really helpful, at least for me. I'm not sure if it'll work for other people, but like note-taking is really fun for me. Because like, if you make it fun with like colored pens, pastel highlighters, all that stuff, it can be a good time. Ask your teachers for help. If you're too nervous, email them. They're there to help you. They're the ones that you need to like please. Like, my US history teacher, she was like, you're writing your paper for me, so you need to write it in the style like that she likes. And it's like, it sucks, but that's how the world is. Laptops are super helpful if you can afford them, but you do not need one. Like, I survived 3 years without a laptop. I just had my PC at home, but I couldn't bring it to school. And at school, my school, we have Chrome carts with like Chromebooks in them if you don't have a device. My school's library has computers, so it's okay if you don't have a laptop. It's just they're super helpful because you can work on the go. Schools are a lot more technology based now. Organization. This is super important in high school for you to succeed. One of the questions I got was, how do you keep yourself organized? So how do I stay organized? I'm a planning addict. This was my planner freshman year. This was my planner sophomore year. Oh, I color code them. I highlight important things. Like, each class has a color. Hang out with my friends. Theater, like all those things have different colors. And this was my planner for junior year. My friend Rachel bought it for me for my birthday. And then at the end of my junior year, I got super busy, and Danielle Marie Carolyn uses this thing called a day designer, and I thought it was so cool. So they had a free trial version on their website. I printed it out, and I would fill in my days for when I was super, super busy at the end of my junior year. And that was so helpful, and I loved it, so I bought the big day designer. I will admit, it's a bit pricey for a planner, but I'm gonna use this for my senior year, and it's gonna come in handy. Like, I'm already using it because it has July in it. So it's got like all the hours of the day, so I wrote rehearsal, and then I'm going to dinner. And my to-do list here, it's got like don't forget, top 3, what's due that day, all that stuff. There was a point in my junior year when I got super busy, and so there were a lot of things due. I was having finals, people were having birthday parties. It was insane, and I needed a way to organize all of that. So when I was super, super busy, this is what my bullet journal looked like. So basically what I did was, the red is the day things were actually due, and then the purple was the date I wanted to have things done by. Another thing I do is similar to that. I have a Google Doc on my Google Drive called Stuff I Need to Do. And when I get super overwhelmed, I write down the categories of my life, so like Key Club, Disney Club, Link Crew, theater, my job, school, college. I write down those categories. I break down everything inside that I need to do for it. Say for like Key Club, I'm like, plan this fundraiser, go to this event, fill out this hour sheet. I love planning. I'm a planning nerd. And then I also really like journaling, so this is not related to organization, but every night I write a reflection in my journal, And every week in there, I write my weekly events slash to-do, my mood throughout the week. I do my year in pixels, my question a day. I just really like documenting my life. AP classes. Check for summer assignments. Most AP classes have them. I have taken AP Environmental Science, AP Calc AB, AP Calc BC, and I'm about to take AP English Language. I was supposed to do AP Spanish, AP Human Geo, and AP Psych, but those did not work out ultimately, so I did not end up doing them. One of the questions I got, what AP classes do you recommend? What was your favorite elective course? What was your favorite core class? Ultimately, I recommend AP Calc AB because that's probably the most classic one. Like, that's the one most people end up doing. Whether you're hardcore into AP classes or not, you're probably going to end up doing it at some point, because that's just sort of the way the math route takes you. And it's one of the easiest APs, I think. I'm a math nerd, though. The calc department at my school is so good. The teachers are amazing, and they spend a lot of time preparing you for the AP test. So I think it's definitely one of the easier, more common APs that you should try. Then AP Bio, again, it's a common one. I haven't really heard bad things about it. It's a core science, so that's really good. AP English Language. Everyone I've talked to has said this class was hard, but the most rewarding English class they've ever taken. So I'm really excited for it. I'm taking it my senior year because I think it's gonna help me with my college apps. AP Environmental Science. This one I'm recommending for a moral reason, not an academic reason. I think it's super important to be educated about stuff like this. Like, climate change is happening, even though some people say it isn't, it is. There's a really good chance for you guys to get educated about environmental problems. If you have like an idea of what you want to major in college and stuff like that, check and see if like the colleges you want to go to accept like AP classes as college credit. And then if it's something like art or music, you could think about AP Art History, AP Music Theory. If you're really good at art, you could try AP Studio Art, but that class is hard. If you're fluent in languages, or if you just enjoy foreign languages, definitely do the AP version of that class, because biliteracy looks really good. Like, if you have the biliteracy seal, that's gonna look really good in like the workforce and stuff, especially Spanish. Miscellaneous things that I've heard about AP classes. I've heard that AP Chem is hard. I heard AP Comp Sci is easy, but then the people I know got 4s on the test, so I'm like, I heard AP Histories kind of have a lot of homework, like APUSH. AP Psych is popular, and I was going to take it. I heard that to be successful, there's a lot of note-taking every night. Favorite elective? I haven't taken them yet, but writing seminar and film studies are probably going to be my favorite electives. Probably Psych too, honestly. And then the favorite one that I've already taken, drama. Favorite core class? In life, math and English. And in high school, English. Because every English class I took was so much fun. I had the best English teachers that my school has. And then I also really liked Spanish 1 too. Junior year. I got 3 questions about this. Tips for junior year, how do you survive junior year, and how hard is junior year really? So, I don't want to scare you guys, but personally my junior year sucked, but it's mostly because my mental health was in a terrible place, and then because of that my academics like struggled a bit, and then I was in a bad cycle of that made my mental health like even worse, and then my mental health made my academics worse, and it was just bad. I forced myself to pull it together, and I did. I ended up with straight A's. It was rough, but I got through it, and you guys totally can too. I know for a lot of other people it was a rough year too. I think it's not per se, it's not, like, some of it definitely is the academics, because people are stacking up APs to up their GPA, but it's a lot of the stress and pressure. And also, like, you're growing up. It's the moment you're, like, getting so close to becoming an adult, and it's super scary. And, like, the real world, junior year is an important year for colleges, and you're taking, like, the SAT or the ACT, and you're trying to do all these APs, and you're trying to manage extracurriculars, so it just gets stressful. But you can totally do it. And my tips are, take care of yourself. Your physical and mental health are super, super important, so definitely focus on those. Get sleep, drink water, eat healthy, all that. And then I think one of the biggest things, you gotta learn to be flexible. Like, I already knew, of course, that, like, life never goes the way you plan it. But junior year really reinforced that for me. The way I see life is, like, a win-win. Like, I'm like, if I get the job, cool, great, I'll make money, I'll have work experience. If I don't get the job, cool, great, I can work on my college apps, all that stuff. You just gotta see life as a win-win, and it'll be, like, better. Figure out solutions for problems, think things over, and you gotta know yourself. Don't overload yourself, you know? You know yourself best, so follow your gut. You know, push yourself out of your comfort zone, but then also don't, like, overwork yourself. It's just, you gotta find a balance. Sleep on big decisions. If you have to make any big decisions, think them over, alright? Plan things out. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath, make a to-do list, go through things systematically, one by one. If you need help, ask for it. Your teachers are there to help you. Your counselors are supposedly there to help you, although I once went in crying to my counselor's office and it didn't really help. I got a therapist at the end of my junior year, so if you need help, ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask for it. I admit, I was scared too, but like, Billie Eilish or somebody once said, asking for help doesn't make you weak. Organization is key, so definitely stay organized. Apply for jobs. My friend Jason once said, you can work your whole life, and he's right. So you might not want to, but I think this is a good time to start trying to get in the workforce because the workforce is really hard to enter these days, I feel like. So I think it's good to start trying sooner rather than later. But you don't need to have a job. Also, start taking the SAT sooner rather than later. I'm going to talk about this in the next section, which is about the SAT. SAT section. Good transition. I only took the SAT, so I can't give advice on the ACT. Start taking it sooner rather than later because there might be like conflicts and stuff. They only give it once a month. I wanted to take the May one, but then Color Guard had solo and ensemble that day. So I had to take the June one instead. So I did the December and June one. A lot of people do SAT prep courses between their sophomore and junior year. Nobody told me that, so I didn't do it. So most people take it 3 times at most because I hear that after that your scores tend to start going down. The first time I took it, I got a 1430 and all 6s on the essay. The second time I took it, I got a 1440 and I got 7s on reading and writing and a 5 on analysis. So what I did was I bought this practice test book from Barnes & Noble. It's got 10 practice tests for the SAT. I believe I took 4 of them, maybe 5. My friend Paige took an SAT prep course and she told me a big takeaway from it is timing. You gotta manage your time. So that's why these practice tests were super helpful. Practice it like it's a real test. Time yourself. Paige was right. For the essay, they don't really change the prompt, so it's probably gonna be the same when you guys take it. But it's not about whether you agree with the author, it's about how the author constructed the argument. So you're going to be talking about ethos, logos, pathos, word choice, stuff like that. Do some research on how to write a good SAT essay or how to get a good SAT score. There are tons of blogs and helpful study things online, so check those out. And also I took the PSAT all 3 years, so that's helpful too because it's a practice SAT basically. Social life. There are a lot of fake people in high school. There are a lot of fake and judgy people, and I'll admit I've been fake and judgy too, but there are a lot of those, so you gotta be careful. You gotta know who to trust. One tip I have is if someone's talking shiz about people to you, they're probably talking shiz about you to those other people. When you learn to laugh with yourself and not be ashamed of yourself, nothing anybody else can say can hurt you. Reach out to people. If you want to make new friends, that was one of my goals like every year was to make new friends. And I didn't fit into a friend group, I didn't feel like I had friends, and now look at me, I'm an extrovert who won homecoming queen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Join clubs. Sports teams are a great way to make a lot of friends because you guys have to spend a lot of time together. Be nice to everyone. That is my biggest tip. Like, if you're nice to people, they'll probably like you more. Social media can help you make friends, but also be careful because it can also be really toxic. Don't be afraid. As hard as it is, like, I feel you guys on this, but try not to be afraid to introduce yourself to people. This is hypocritical, but like, they might be too scared to introduce themselves to you. So like, you see what I mean? Somebody has to make the first move, so just go for it. And for a good relationship or friendship, you guys need to meet each other halfway. Like, you both have to give effort. It's not one person has to do all the work. Be open and approachable. Like, put down your phone. I'm not gonna come up to someone who's standing there like this, with like their AirPods in. Like, no, you gotta be open and approachable for people to want to talk to you. If your friends support you and make you happy, then don't care what other people think of them. Popular kids really are not all that in a bag of chips. I used to think they were. I always wanted to be a popular kid, but I've learned they're really not as cool as I thought they were. I have a talent for like spotting people that feel as awkward as I do, if not more, in situations, and so then I go up and like, we become friends. I wrote be a catalyst, my dude. I don't know what that means, but just don't be afraid to try. And you're gonna make some unexpected friends in high school, and you will definitely make new friends during high school, so don't be scared if you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, a couple of my closest friends, I met them in my first class, my first semester of high school, because we were the only freshmen in AP Environmental Science. A couple of my friends are from elementary school, and then some of them are from Color Guard and stuff like that, so you're gonna make some new friends, so don't worry. Try not to judge people before you get to know them. We've all done it, we've all been there, we all make mistakes. I'll admit, I've done it too. You actually like talk to people, get to know them, and they're actually really great people. One question I got was, how do you do YouTube without being scared of what those in your school think? Also, love you too. It always shocks me when people tell me that they've like watched all my videos, or when they know about my old gaming videos or my DIY videos, because I always figure everyone just disregards my Instagram stories or like my Instagram post about it. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram. Plug. Honestly, it's all about self-confidence. Like, I have learned to become super self-assured and self-confident. I love myself, and I'm not ashamed of like my videos. Like, even my old ones. Every video I make, I'm proud of. Like, otherwise I wouldn't put it on the internet. Even my videos from when I was like 10. It's just all about like learning to laugh with yourself and not be ashamed of anything. I know people have talked about me. Like, I know someone said something about my YouTube videos and they were like, oh my god, I hope Alison didn't hear that. Well, honey, I heard about it. If people judge you, like, who cares? Like, I'm out here doing what I love, you know? If you love making YouTube videos, if you have some sort of passion and it makes you happy and it's not hurting anyone, you know? You do you, okay? Like, if other people just want to judge, that's really sad for them, that their only passion in life is being bitter and judgmental. So, like, who cares about them? My videos and I are blowing up, and all they're doing in life is trying to bring other people down. Next category, dating.
Hi guys, it's future me editing this. I wanted to add to the dating part. If you do like somebody and you think you're gonna regret not telling them, tell them. Shoot your shot, go for it. If you're scared of people judging you, do not care about that. Literally, like, just go for it. Who cares what they think? If you're scared that you're gonna lose a friendship or something, that is tricky. I think you need to, like, sort of weigh your options. If you think you're gonna regret it, you should tell them.
You do not need a date to go to high school dance.
Don't feel like constricted by that.
It is honestly a lot more fun to go with just your friends.
And honestly, I was happy that for prom this year I went with just my friends because you get to turn up with your pals and it's a really good time.
I heard in Keegan Acton's video, I think, that like 12% of high school relationships last.
So, like, don't sweat it, guys. Don't stress about dating people in high school. Don't worry about that. Don't feel like pressured by the people around you because like everybody around you is getting cuffed and all that. Literally, like, you are like not alone if you haven't. Like, okay, sis, I am out here, 17, dancing queen, single and thriving. I've never had my first kiss. I've never been on my first date. It's chill. Like, just focus on you. Be your own best friend. But really, I am not qualified to give dating advice. I'm so sorry.
And also, you are beautiful and amazing. And if someone doesn't see that, they're not the right person for you. And I promise, there are plenty of fish in the sea. You know when you're like, oh my god, I'll never move on from this. You will, I promise you. People make mistakes. You've done it, I've done it, we've all done it. You're gonna hurt people accidentally, people are gonna hurt you accidentally. It sucks, but that's how life goes. As hard as it is, don't let your heart break over like high school boys or girls. Because they're not worth it, especially the boys, because they're kind of, a lot of them are immature.
There are some that are really, really great, but a lot of them are kind of like, oh, okay. So really, protect yourself. Be your own best friend. Focus on yourself. Focus on growing yourself, getting to your goals. Talk to people, get to know them. Add them on Snapchat, Instagram. You know how it is. That's where social media can work in your favor. But literally just don't sweat it. Don't stress about that too much. You guys are going to be fine, and you are absolutely amazing.
Some color guard and miscellaneous questions that I didn't get to in the video. One of them is, do you have any style advice? Style advice? I could make some outfit videos if you want. My biggest tip for this, be yourself. Wear what makes you confident. Literally, seniors at my school bring Dora and Paw Patrol backpacks to flex how little stuff they have to bring. I wore a Relab Kuma onesie to school because it was finals day, but I didn't have any finals. If you want like inspiration, there are tons of outfit videos on YouTube. You can look on Instagram, Pinterest, find like some fashion inspirations. Like one of mine, Mel Joy, I love like hype beast, like skater sort of looks. Is sophomore year easy? Any memorable experiences you had that year? Yes, sophomore year was pretty easy. I took it fairly easy academics-wise. It was a good time. My most memorable experience would probably be Honors Humanities. I loved that class. I had the best English teacher we have at our school. He is so chill. We like sit on couches and stuff, man. And that class was great because I did a presentation on magic, so it was like a magic show because I've loved magic since I was like a kid, and I got a 98% on it. And he let me write my 8 to 10 page sophomore thesis on Orange is the New Black. That was great. That was a good time. I got an A on that too, so I loved Honors Humanities. Next question, are you gonna dye your hair again? This was funny because I got this question the day after I had re-dyed my hair. You can't really see it now, but the bottom has blue, purple, and pink streaks, and then the top I re-dyed with the lighter brown color. And I'm gonna re-dye it again before school, but yeah, I re-dyed it on like July 4th. I'm gonna redo the same thing to my hair, and then once it's grown out more, I'm gonna cut off all the parts that are still dead from when it was blue, and I'll probably dye it some color that won't hurt my hair. Next question, what can you expect for band camp? And then someone else asked, what should I expect about band camp? If you've had summer practices already, which I assume you probably have, it's very similar to that. Color guard is like low-key ostracized from band, so you're going to be spending most of your time with just color guard. You're going to do a lot of conditioning and stretching, and you're going to do a lot of basics. You're going to start learning stuff for your show. Like my first year we learned like 3/8 of flag work, and I thought it was so much, but that was like 0.1% of our show. My second year we learned a rifle part, a dance part, flag work for the ballad, and first movement. So yeah, you're going to start learning your show. You're going to have weapon line auditions probably. We play bonding games at our dinner, and then on the first day there's a lot of bonding games with the new people. My first day of band camp we always have like a motivational speaker too. Band camp's honestly fun. It's very hot, so wear sunscreen and drink a lot of water. Drink Gatorade. They always gave us Gatorade. So bring like your half gallon or your full gallon of water. You're going to need it. The next question, best and worst part about color guard. The best part was I got swole and flexible. I also learned dance basics, which has come in handy because I want to be a singer and an actress, musical theater and stuff. That comes in handy. And also because I've become more coordinated, so that's really helpful. My brain's able to process like information differently because when you're in color guard and band, you're forced to learn all these drill counts, and either your music or like your dance work, your flag work, all that stuff, you're forced to like memorize all of this in your mind. And so it's just really, really helpful. There are probably studies out there about how it's helpful for you for processing information now. So like things are a lot easier for me. I made a lot of friends. Those were the best parts. The worst parts were the time commitment, having to dress out every day, getting all sweaty and disgusting. The injuries, the stress, the emotional pain, all of that. That sucked. So then last two questions, color guard advice and why aren't you going to be in color guard anymore? Those are answered in my color guard guide video. Like I went full on in depth in that and there's nothing more to add to that. So I will refer you guys to that video. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope this advice helped you. If you ever have any more questions about high school, you can literally ask me in the comments. It doesn't matter if the video is high school related or not. Just go for it, guys. I got you. Yeah, you guys got it. I hope you have a great school year and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys, love you.